Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we examine headlines from our city, our state, our country. We combine those with our knowledge about Puerto Vallarta, our tips, our questions, our comments, all with one single goal, which is to build community and have a more connected life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. That was one big long breath. It is a pleasure to get together with you. And today is Thursday, September 23rd. If this is the first time that you're joining us, my name is Paco, and we'd love to welcome you. You can let us know that you're new by writing the word new in your comment. We'll give you a nice little welcome. And if there is something important that you wish to bring up during the broadcast, you want a reaction, you want a comment, it helps a great deal if you add the letter Q at the beginning of your broadcast, of your comment. So today we have, well, for starters, I'm still recovering in the best possible way from your hilarious comments from yesterday's Caca Walk. It was just absolutely wonderful to revisit some of your snarky comments this morning, which were absolutely priceless. I don't know that I would want to do it again, but it was certainly a fun day. It was fun to share such a chaotic walk through Puerto Vallarta yesterday. Today, we have more chaos, but of the nice kind to share with you. We have news about vaccines. We have news about the cultural center, how they're faring after the hurricane. We have an update about the Puerto Vallarta and Diaz Ordaz problems with sewer. And I have a little bit of show and tell of what my afternoon was like yesterday. I think you will enjoy it, or maybe I hope you will enjoy it. I had another stop at Whisky Kitchen, and with your permission, I will gush again about the experience. But first, let us get through our news, let us get through our weather, and then we'll take a look at all your lovely comments after we are done with all that stuff. There are approximately 1 million children and teenagers in Mexico living with pre-existing conditions or chronic diseases that make them more susceptible to the coronavirus. We had previously mentioned that Health Undersecretary Hugo López-Gatell announced vaccines for this segment of the population. And now we learned that the federal government will announce a specific strategy aimed at them this coming Tuesday. We will present more specific information once it becomes available. But if you have a minor in your household that is suffering from a pre-existing condition and you're thinking that a COVID vaccine might help, this is going to be happening in the very near future. Let's see what else we have. Oh, yes, Puerto Vallarta Mayor-elect Luis Alberto Michel attended an event in Mexico City where he met with Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. I'm not sure if they just crossed paths or they actually met, but our president assured him that there are important projects coming to Puerto Vallarta. They were joined by recently appointed U.S. Consul to Mexico, Ken Salazar, who had kind words to say about our city, which he referred to as my favorite tourism destination in Mexico. Again, we don't know specifically what our president was referring to with important projects, but we do know that he and our mayor-elect discussed security, highways, the environment, and infrastructure. If anything, well, it is nice to know that our president and our new mayor are in good speaking terms. We also learned that the Isla Rio Cuale Cultural Center has been limping since Hurricane Nora came and went. Not only the entire island or isla suffered damage, but the river current also destroyed a protective wall behind the cultural center, demolishing some restrooms and leaving the buildings with structural damage. Cultural Center Director Arturo Davila Lopez indicated that they are temporarily relocated. They have temporarily relocated to the recently inaugurated Cultural Center in Pitillal, while repairs continue to be made at the Isla, where the damages are estimated to require approximately 150,000 pesos to fix. We hope that our local government, particularly the new administration coming in less than a month, will be able to address this so that the cultural center can continue offering all the wonderful activities that they have. We also learned that CEPAL, our water works company, is finally addressing citizen reports in Versalles and Díaz Ordaz and explaining that there are some major clogs in the system, as in stuck caca, which led to the collapse of several pipes. According to this report, the sewer water has stopped spilling. Let us hope that this is actually the case for the well-being of all the people that live over there and all the businesses that are trying to keep their doors open despite the stench. Now, the nice folks at Rivera Cuale continue throwing rocks into the Cuale River in order to create a safety barrier to prevent further damage to their building and the adjoining street. The water stream flowing down the river is much lower now, but it could still continue to create a hazardous situation for the building and nearby neighbors, particularly those living along the street. Is this the only building we will be talking about for the near and not so near future? Probably not, based on what I saw as I was walking toward Conchas Chinas beach yesterday, and I will have a photo to share with you after the weather forecast. Well, according to our snarky weather, this location would look so much prettier if it were on fire. Well, that is snarky. 28 degrees right now, feels like 35. We're talking Celsius, of course. Our temperature in Fahrenheit is 83 degrees. We are enjoying a wonderful 87% humidity. Not wonderful at all. Our weather forecast for today calls for a humid and partly cloudy day with a high temperature of 33, low temperature of 25. Tomorrow, Friday, we'll enjoy rain in the evening and overnight with a high temperature of 33, low temperature 24. And on Saturday, we can expect rain in the evening and overnight, high temperature of 32, low temperature of 22. Moving right along with some of the remarks and headlines that we discovered for you today. Mexico's Secretary of Economy has announced that this year El Buen Fin will take place from November 10 to 16. El Buen Fin is Mexico's equivalent to the United States Black Friday, providing shoppers with excellent and sometimes deceitfully excellent opportunities for great buys. As you can clearly see in this image, the Secretary of Economy managed to surround himself with a colorful number of shoppers who seem eager to go out and spend their pesitos. Why all these politicians would show up to a press conference just to sit there and look like they're itching to go shopping is a mystery to me. And speaking of spending your good, well-earned pesitos, I'm wondering if there is a better way to spend your money than to go out and shop for a mini Katrina. The Walt Disney Company calls it a homage to the culture of Mexico, claiming that the toy was created by Mexican artists. I don't get it. So don't feel obligated to give me one of these for Christmas. Thank you. If there is any type of cultural appropriation, I would consider it would probably not be mini. It would be, and this calls for a drum roll, it would be the Barbie Celia Cruz. Azúcar! This allegedly anatomically correct homage to the amazing late Cuban singer Celia Cruz doesn't disappoint. She has hips to boot and a fabulous gown, and I am kidding. I don't need one of these for Christmas either. All I can tell you is, well, somebody's got to make things and invent things for us to be spending money on, and that's just the way it is. So, I have show and tell to share with you, and that includes condo slides and all kinds of things. Because yesterday, after the broadcast, I had scheduled a photo shoot in Conchas Chinas beach down on Easy Street, and yes, there is such a thing as a street called Easy in the most Mexican of beachfront destinations. In Mexico, we have to have a street called Easy. So I was heading to Easy Street along the highway on an Uber, and all of a sudden the traffic just stopped. And on the highway, it stopped and stopped and stopped. And finally I said to the driver, there's no point in you wasting your gasoline, and I am 1 kilometer away from where I'm supposed to go. So I just got off the Uber and started walking along the highway, and eventually the traffic started moving again. And I realized what the source of the problem was. There has been another landslide on the highway directly under a very well-known building, and that would be this one, which is, I believe, called Paramount Bay. You're looking at a huge piece of black plastic covering the side of the mountain. I don't know if this is because they don't want the mountain to erode any further, or because they are trying to conceal their situation to the public. But clearly, this is yet another building in which we are going to have to, well, not we, but somebody's going to have to address a problem, and we certainly hope it doesn't get any worse. But again, there goes another homeowners association trying to go nuts, trying to fix something that maybe shouldn't have happened in the first place. But the good news is that I made it to the beach, and I got together with my acrobat friends who are putting together a show to be presented at one of the local venues next month, and I have been doing some photo and video work with them. Take a look. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Yesterday, somebody said after the Caca Walk, Paco, the struggle is real. Well, yesterday at Conchas Chinas Beach, the struggle was real. But it was fun. I love my friends. They are so talented in many, many ways, and it's so much fun to capture them. And of course, the water looked delicious. I couldn't stay for a swim because I had a ton of things to do. But even before the photo shoot, I figured, if I'm not too pooped after this, I want to stop by Whisky Kitchen on the way back and have a nice carafe of sangria and have another serving of their wonderful mac and cheese, which is served with crispy fried chicken on top of it. And then I said to myself, no, 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 I'm gonna try something different. But then I figured, fuck it, I'm gonna try the mac and cheese again because it was absolutely wonderful. And as you can tell, I love filming and photographing things that I find sexy or delicious or both. And this was my reward after my photo shoot. This is the amazing mac and cheese as prepared and served at Whisky Kitchen. I was joined by a friend of mine that lives nearby. But the best part is that I got to have a very nice conversation with Gina Ray Hendricks, the woman that is in charge of the menu and the kitchen and everything that they serve there. And it was great. It was great to meet her because her story was absolutely wonderful. She has a restaurant in Mexico City, in Colonia Condesa, and she started feeling overwhelmed by COVID in Mexico City. So she put out a message on one of the local Puerto Vallarta boards and saying, hey, will some restaurant take me? And she apparently got in touch with the owners of Whisky Kitchen, and it was a pleasure to learn that it is Gina Ray who is responsible for all these wonderful creations. So I tell you, you gotta go if you have a craving for pampering comfort food from the United States. Whisky Kitchen has it nailed down. And I asked her specifically about Thanksgiving, and I encouraged her to put something together because I'm sure that a lot of people are going to want to have their Thanksgiving dinner takeout. I said to her, the two best sources in Emiliano Zapata for Thanksgiving dinner to take home are closed. One of them was Daiquiri Dick's, and they're not open for business right now. We don't know when they're going to reopen. And the other one is Los Mercados, Los Mercados has changed a lot since they changed owners. I don't even know what they're doing anymore. But sooner or later, Thanksgiving is going to be right around the corner. And for those of us that enjoy that kind of food, it will be a nice thing to have. And lastly, of course, I came home, and over this past weekend, this is just perfectly personal and selfish. You may not even be interested in this, but I figured I would share it. This was my weekend project. In my window behind me, you cannot really see it, but I made this crocheted wind spinner, and I put a little prism under it because Luna loves light reflections, and she goes crazy trying to chase them. And of course, I came home yesterday afternoon, and lo and behold, the prism was reflecting all kinds of wonderful things on the wall. Luna was going a little ape shit, going like, Daddy, what the hell's going on? What are all these glowing creatures that seem to be all over the place? So we were both very, very amused playing with that yesterday afternoon. And that was my day yesterday. And that this is pretty much everything I have to share with you. Now let us rewind. I think your cardiologist is twitching right now. Well, I would think so too, Mushi. But I've been doing other things. Let me rewind the comments so that we can take a look at what you guys are all up to this morning. Let's see. Dave says it's a beautiful morning on the terrace. I haven't even looked out the window. I hope it's a beautiful day because I have missions and errands to run today. Let's see. Heidi ho, neighboroonies. I love that. Thank you very much. That gave me a laugh. Neighboroonies. I love it. Happy Thursday from one of the dry streets in Versailles. Yes, thank you very much, Raymond. I'm glad that it's not the entirety of the colonia that is undergoing the caca treatment. Let's see what else we have. let's just say, Glee Audrey, that I'll remember it fondly. The Caca walk. It's it needed to be done. It was either that or me come back and say, well, we couldn't have a walk today, and I didn't want to seem lame. That's what it is. Let's see. La 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 la. Oh, don't confuse me. It is Thursday, or is it? No, it is Thursday. It is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow we get to discuss El Cerro. That's the neighborhood that we're going to discuss tomorrow. So I have to go out and do some video ness today. And let's see what else we have. This I saw this one going by. Mark thinks it's a big piece of duct tape. What they put on top of that on that building. Duct tape. Well, if they're going to cure the mountain with a side of duct tape, I think they're going to need quite a bit of it. Seriously, though, I certainly hope that condo can fix their problems, because that's the last thing that we need, another condo going down or suffering damage from landslides. But then again, that's what happens when they build in so close to where they probably shouldn't. Let's see. Comments about the boys. Yes, more tales of struggle. No, seriously, they're putting a nice show together. I believe they're going to perform it at the Palm, but I'm not at liberty to share many details just yet. But what I can tell you about my friends is that they are very committed to what they're doing. They are just sweet, sweet men. Um, this one, I didn't notice if this came out when I showed you the video of the boys, or when I showed you the food from Whisky Kitchen, but those were Texas size servings. Yes, they were. Dave says fried chicken from Whisky Kitchen. Salivating. Isn't their food wonderful? I mean, everybody should go to Whisky Kitchen. More love for the Whisky Kitchen stuff. John says you need to stop with all the eye candy and food candy. I'm drooling. Okay, moving forward, Coffee and headlines will no longer show photos of sexy food and sexy men, because we're here to serve you. Of course we are going to do that. We want to continue connecting with everything that we have to connect with. Let's see. More kudos for Whisky Kitchen. Whisky Kitchen is fantastic. Let's see. Oh, thank you very much for that, Barbara. It was great to put together. Very easy to make for anybody out there that is hooking. Can I imagine the guys in Speedo serving me the food? Heaven. Well, that would be fun. I would want to have some dessert as well. But not necessarily them. They are so young. They used to not be, or they used to not feel that young, but they're kids. They're younger than my nephews. So it's like, ooh. I don't see them that way, but they are beautiful to look at. And of course, I like to photograph beautiful things. Barbara wants to plan a lunch or dinner at Whisky Kitchen. I've been wanting to do these kinds of things, Barbara. And the time will come. In the meantime, get together with your friends, get together with people you connect with and you feel safe with. The beautiful thing about Whisky Kitchen is that it is completely open and they have fans blowing all the time. Shield says, hi, Paco. Just curious to mention, I'm not gay, but I have no problem with the lifestyles. Do you think this would affect me fitting in Puerto Vallarta? Shield, not at all. Puerto Vallarta is a huge place with 350,000 inhabitants. There are more than 35,000 English-speaking people in the Bay from the United States alone. So I am sure that regardless of what your preferences are in food, in activity, in sexuality, and whatever, you will find a community where you feel close to. I will add, just as an aside, that me being an openly gay man and doing sometimes queer work in photography and so forth and so on, sometimes I worry that things get a little bit too gay here at Coffee and Headlines. I suppose it's kind of inevitable, but this is by no means a gay exclusive place, and and neither is Puerto Vallarta. So I am sure you will find your own commitment, your own community, and you will find places where you feel right at home, um, with people that are boys and girls and whatever. Let's see. Lorraine asks, "Is Shield a bot?" You mean Shieldman? I don't see anything body about him. I think that was a perfectly genuine question. Unless there's some spam that I'm missing, I don't think that is a body kind of thing. Let's see. Where is the Whisky Kitchen? I will share their location. I will share their Facebook page on the show notes. It is located on the highway right in the Amapas neighborhood. Can I comment about options for sitting outside ventilation at Whisky Kitchen? I believe I just did. The restaurant is open. I mean, it has a roof, but it has no windows. It is completely open, so it's breezy, and and that's what I can comment. Can you tell me how you get these blessed simultaneous captions on our program? I can tell you that I have nothing to do with it. This happens automatically through Facebook. I have the option of turning them on and off, and but that's basically it. They happen automatically. New, I am up for the live show finally. Hi from San Francisco. Hello, Craig. Welcome to the live experience. That's a nice dolphin on your cheek. It's nice to meet you, and this is what we do. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines. Are you having more landslides than usual, or is this normal in the rainy season? You know, Mark, it's a complicated question because there's always landslides, but between social media and the fact that some of the ones that are happening now are really, really large, I do think that we are having an unusual amount of landslides. I'm not a geologist or an expert to explain why, or a weather forecast expert either. But yeah, there's a lot of activity going on, and we certainly hope that nothing will happen that will endanger people. Let's see what else we have. Do 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 do. Thank you. Yeah, I knew you were not a bot. I'm definitely not a bot. This was a genuine question as I'm moving there next year, and I have no problem with difficult alternative lifestyles at the moment. I live in Key West, Florida, and I'm going to say it. Some of my best friends are gay here. Yeah, again, Sheil, it's no big whoop. There are all kinds of folks here, and I think there's a lot of sand for everybody's sandbox to coexist peacefully. And this would be, I don't see any more cues in your comments. This brings us to the end of our broadcast. As always, it is a pleasure to get together with you. And tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow we look at our next neighborhood in our list, which, as I mentioned before, it is Colonia El Cerro. And between now and then, stay kind, stay healthy, don't stay hungry. Just go out and enjoy some wonderful comfort food. Go spend some money in the local restaurants and get together with beautiful friends that I'm sure you all have. And I will see you again soon. Have a great day.